Right, I should explain to someone. Why am I doing this? What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to straight pipe the Viva. We're going to wrap it in a fruity colour and we're going to fit some carbon fibre nipples. I'm also going to talk to you in a patronising, condescending type of voice, like a children's TV presenter that's just done a line of coke. Here we go! It's rainy, it's cold, it's wet, I'm tired. I'm just looking for sympathy. Right, I should explain to someone why I've got all these springs. Springs are gathered in their masses. I heard through the grapevine a long time ago that Corsa B springs and Nova springs fit the Viva and lower it a bit on the back. So I fitted Corsa C springs. So I've got Corsa B springs. I bought some brand new, 21 quid for the set of them, and that's how much they cost right now if you shop around on eBay. So I'll fit them, and I've got another spring to try. With no, where is it? The original Viva ones are collapsed. The Corsa B ones that I had hanging about didn't fit, and the Corsa C ones, I'm not happy with the fitment of the cups on the bottom where they go on the springs. Could make something, but let's see if these Corsa B springs fit on the back. I've also got another spring to try for the front, and you might be asking why. Well, people were asking why I wasn't just trying to, what am I talking about, man? Just got up after night shift. I don't know what I'm talking about. Waffling on. Let's just fit something. Hang on a minute, it's pinning it down. I'm going to cover the car front back up, but we're still cracking on. So, this is an MG 1500 spring. Pretty much the same height. So, but these are flat bottomed. These are flat on both sides. And the Viva spring's flat on one side. And like curved on one bottom of it. So it could fit what it will. See if this fits. Looks like the same fitment. More springs, it's firmer. But it's flat on both sides. So we'll fit it up, see how the car sits, and even if we have to cut one off and make it look the same as that one on the bottom, these look like the best bet. I don't know if the widths, they look roughly the same. Let's see if the width will fit in the cup in the front of the Viva. Right, let's try and get this MG spring to fit. What I'll do is I'll chuck the shock in though as well, just in case it does fly out. That'll slow it down from hitting us in the face straight away. Is there any other automotive YouTubers lining leaves in the rain? That's how we roll in the ghetto. I'm just cleaning up this bolt that runs through the top of the shock because it was stickier than a sticky stick. The MG spring is about 3mm shy compared to what the Viva spring is. But it may wedge up in there. You don't know until you try. Alright, good. Alright. Temporary.
Well, I've pissed off with it anyway.
Cheers, man. Thank you. Right, just put the shock back in for now, in case the spring does decide to ejaculate. And is this a locator? Is our locator for the original rubbers at the top of the springs? This bit here, is this an aftermarket one? I've just sat on some of the wire brush that I cut last week on the driveway. Ouchie. Got a penguin, you still got the jokes on them. What do penguins wear to the beach? A flipper flops. Right, I've got the torsion bar leg in place now, so I'm going to drop the shock out, attach the bottom plates and that to the shock, pop the shock back in, drop the car and see what it looks like. I'm going to put the bottom plate on the shock first and then push it up and attach it through the top of the spring, because I know it was a pain when I done it the other way around when I took it out. I forgot it was difficult for us to work out which way that overlapped because it was completely buckled. I had to straighten it out before I took the bolt out when I took it off, much like this one. See this one? That's took a hit in the past as well. I have to bend that back out before I take the nuts out of that one. Right, I'll tighten up the hub to the top arm nut. We'll let it down, we'll see how she sits. Right, that's an MG spring fitted in, all the suspension buttoned up and tightened up for now. Let's drop the wheel on her, drop her down and see how she sits. That's sitting nice and flush in the top of there, sitting nice and flush in the bottom, apart from, well, it's flat bottom this one, so it's not sitting right nice and flush towards the hub, but we can afford to lose a bottom coil, a little bit of a one, make it fit better. But up to now, the profile of it, and that's fitting nice. It is sitting up a little bit proud on the bottom bit, but we know we're going to modify that bit. But apart from that, I think we've got a winner. We have a winner for the springs. Still need to fit that Corsa B one to the back, but if we trim a little bit off this one to get it to sit in the bottom arm, I think it'll have a nice rake to it. And new springs all round. I've got my phone on a bit of a zoom out if the angles are looking a bit weird. Still haven't found a house. Thought I'd find a house by now. Thought I'd be able to get another project. But just have to make do. Do you want another episode of springs? Huh? Should do another video on springs next week. Come on, you know you want it. Country road, take me home to the place that I call home, West Virginia. Right, let's jack the back of her up and fit that Corsa spring. Still got the tinsel up. Okay, Robin. Looking at this one and putting the cup that I took off the other Viva in, that's on the money, that one. How that one's going to sit like in the bottom. So let's give it a go. It's actually not sitting too bad. I don't like the way the cup doesn't catch on all of it. It's clamping it down. But let's see if the Corsa B spring will do better. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Right. Right, so there's our Corsa C spring, or maybe Astra. Well, I think it's a Corsa C spring that I modified. And here's a Corsa B spring, which, same openings on both ends. Let's see if the bushing will fit in that okay. I've got to stop putting my finger in front of the phone lens thing. Very unprofessional. Snug as a bug in a rug having a tug. There we go. There we go, like a glove, the Corsa B spring. Let's put the wheel on, drop her back down, see how she sits. So, Corsa B spring in the back and an MG 1500 spring in the front. That looks pretty much even Stevens. I mean, we can't afford, we are going to trim a little bit of the MG spring to get it to sit completely flush. I mean, it's not sitting bad, pretty much the same as the originals fit, because they sit up proud a little bit. But, aye, Corsa B spring in the back, MG 1500 one in the front. And it's lowered a little bit, still tucking a bit of arch. So why am I doing this? It was 21 quid for the rear Corsa B springs and 21 or £2 each for the MG front springs, so less than 70 quid for the full setup of the springs, and being able to tell someone, oh, this works on a Viva, and you can do it for cheaper, rather than, I think it was a fellow on the internet who said you can get reproduction ones for 240 quid. Not sure if that was postage as well, but reproduction ones. But I don't want a small budget, I haven't got a lot of budget to throw at it, and I do want to lower this a bit. And the gas coilover shocks for the front was 500 odd quid for the setup alone on the front, which I do want eventually. But it'd just be cool to tell people what fits and what other people have tried and what works. Time will tell once it gets on the road, but it's looking pretty good so far. And if I do get pulled over, I want the underneath to be, you know, if the popo pull is over, I want the underneath to be all legit. Even though it is MOT exempt, I want it to be, I don't want any reason for them to take the car off, as it's all going to be legit and checked. She might look rough on the outside, but all the underpinnings will be sweet. Off a little bit of rust. Sorry, double checked, and it was 35 quid a spring at MGOC Space. No affiliation. And I 35 quid a side, 60, 70, 80, 90, still 90, under 95 quid for the for lowering the thing and putting new springs on it all round, which ain't bad. MG, I just fitted the old insulators off the Viva, I jammed them in, but if you get MG ones, they might fit. I'll have to check them out, they might fit in snug. And my rear Corsa B springs were just off eBay from a company, brand new ones selling Vauxhall Corsa B springs, weren't just like a one-off. I think it was 22 quid delivered or something like that for the 2 Corsa B springs. A cheap shop about. If you can find some on Marketplace, get some on Marketplace if you're doing it. Not bad for not being started for, how long is it, 2 weeks or over? Thought I'd kick her over there because last week I had to do 2 videos back to back because I was going to work over the weekend. You know what I mean? Anyway, I thought I'd kick her over. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all for sitting for a while. Maybe in the next video or two, maybe in the next video or two, we'll get her out for that test drive. If anyone's still watching. Of course you'll still be watching this quote unquote unhinged fella dicking about with a Viva, a non-clickbait car, and people are still watching. I appreciate you all. Imagine if we had a budget, we'd take over. What should my next car be? I like Novas. Used to have a Nova. A Nova, or would I get another Viva? Fancy a 2-door Viva. I don't know. Do not know. I fell asleep after editing that one. I forgot to put the outro when I was in the garage. Anyway, that's done it. I haven't got time to proofread it. I'm going to have to upload it now. Proofread it. Watch it. So I'm going to be watching it at the same time you're watching it. I'm watching this fella, this Matt Green, making this crazy creation in a garage. He's living the dream though. He can get his car and himself in the garage. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Stay classy, and I'll see you in the next one.
Behind your frozen eyes, skies are hate and laughter make me feel just one more thing than and even though that I despise the thing you're after, realize you're something more than I